everyone can hear. Yeah, so excited to be here. I'm living in Berlin, working for AtomicHub, business development lead. We run a marketplace, AtomicHub, with a couple million users, thousands of projects on it, focusing on gaming and collectibles. And then we run an advertising business, Atomic Ads, and a media arm, NFT Insider. Yeah, very excited to be here. Nice chairs, very Berlin retro. Yeah.
Yeah, for newcomers, so I'm Marco. I work for DC Connect, hub for Tezos. So I work as a technical communicator. So I write manuals, I explain the technology, and I try to just use also the technology to distribute the tokens and helping in the event sites. And yeah, just try to engage people using the blockchain with everything what you need to know about it. And yeah. So, and we also want to start now in the gaming ecosystem to put our hands into it and look what's possible there for Tezos, and yeah, making some events, and this is why I'm also here.
Yeah, hi guys, Leo here. Thank you so much, Dennis, for the invitation. I myself am Berlin-based as well, working on Style Protocol. Style Protocol is an NFT interoperability play, so basically decentralized infrastructure to make virtual assets utilizable across multiple metaverses. Currently we work with over 15 metaverses already, so that you can use your Bored Ape as a skin in more than one virtual environment.
Thanks a lot. Let's ask the audience. Who's having NFTs here in the audience? Raise your hands. Okay. So who already went into a Metaverse? The buzzword, the cool buzzword. Okay, so a lot should go to our Metaverse, because outside is our crypto tech education village. You should try it, built in the Sandbox. And yeah, let's talk with the audience about entertainment. So Leo, what's for you entertainment, and where is it going? Where is it, what's NFTs doing in this entertainment world, and how you see the buzzword Metaverse? So why you decided also that you built a protocol that you can bridge NFTs to different chains? So what was the decision to do it?
Well, for us, the decision to start the interoperability protocol was really just because we saw the problem of having assets and not being able to use them. In fact, we started with fashion assets that we sold for people back in the bull run earlier this year. And we realized once, someone bought a piece of fashion, then it was like, hey, okay, cool, now what can I do with it? Obviously, they want to wear it. And it's quite a tedious manual process to actually get it into one metaverse alone. For example, like decentralized, there's a process you have to go through. And we thought having a go-to protocol that automizes all of this for you would be pretty cool, pretty attainable. So yeah, that's what we started building. And then with regards to entertainment, that there's the elephant in the room. The unspoken truth is that currently metaverse adoption is still in its very infancy. There's not a lot of daily active users across all multiple verses. And one of the big reasons I think for that is actually entertainment and engagement. So building, and this is something that we don't do, but hopefully some other companies and projects are working on this, building more engaging environments and more entertaining use cases within the metaverse is actually really important.
Absolutely, that the buzzwords get filled with some life. And what about gaming and entertainment? Is gaming entertainment, or how will the gaming and GameFi sector also influence the world of entertainment?
Yeah, definitely it is entertaining. So it started as a single entertaining, then also multiplayer, people come together, and of course now it is about online communities. And if you can just bootstrap these online communities which already exist in a way where they can just show each other, okay, I have this NFT, show me your, or even you don't have to show it because everything's on the blockchain, so I can just see the other achievements of the other player, and it's everything is transparent and trustfully. This is the ultimate flex, and it's all about flex. And if you just go on Twitch, how many people just play and let people other play, see what they can do, what they achieved, and people really dig this. So they just spend some money for it. And I think if you can transform this into the Web3, then there are very many possibilities to just make this whole more holistic, I think. So this is kind of my idea when I just go to Twitch, and it's very, very impressive how much engagement there is already, but the people are just not aware what the blockchain really can bring to the people, and I think this is kind of our job to really educate the people, that people can appreciate this technology, but of course it also has to be less clumpy, so all these wallet improvements and stuff like that, nobody wants to deal with that. They want a nice user flow, and I think this is what there is still work to do. And then I think people will use it when they don't know that they use it. I guess, yeah.
Absolutely, that's the way how it should be, hopefully. And Martin, great also to have you here, and sorry for this with the slides. I will talk later to my team. And just that, because we record, nobody's confused. And what's your opinion about virtualizing? And when you look at the Sandbox or Decentraland, who's doing a better job? So is it about music, for example, in Sandbox, which is like a virtualizing asset, or is it running around and showing some screens? So what's your opinion? And
the space is very fast moving, so like I won't judge who's doing the better job, but generally to your question on entertainment, like all forms of entertainment, gaming, music, and Berlin is very strong on that side, video, all of them, they will be virtualized, and we see that already in all the metaverses, and Metaverse is just another interface to engage with the content. So yes, I think it's very a big deal, and the Web2 audience that we have today in the world, they will drive that adoption, and it will not be about NFTs or Metaverse because people buy an NFT. It will be just about the content, and NFTs are just the technology that no one should care about actually. So I think once we get there, we'll see all forms of entertainment breach into the mainstream. And Sandbox is doing a great job. I've been playing it to Decentraland. I was buying that back in 2017. Great projects. It's still very early. Really agree on that. Yeah. At AtomicHub, we also try to address all of these different entertainment forms. So also breaching into physical world with digital and so on. Yeah.
So Marco, I make it that way, and then we can talk. Everyone is having the same time to answer. When you look at virtualizing, how you think about augmented reality in the next years, and in connection also with collectibles and NFTs, and because now we see that Artifact is doing a great job to show like sneakers around and connect them also with NFC technology. Are you thinking that technology is really like a river, that and all this comes together, like augmented reality, NFTs, NFC? So what's the product of the future, which is virtualizing entertainment?
So yeah, I just said when I joined GC Connect, we had also some grantees called Viking. So it's also what you just explained, AR sneakers, which you can just see with your smartphone camera. But of course, this is just the first step. So everyone is waiting for the killer device, which Apple, they say, are working on. So glasses, which you just can get on your head, and then you can just augment everything what you see. So I think when this comes up, a lot of software teams are already waiting for this hardware. So I think this has to be first done, and then the user will come. And yeah, I think this will just bring a lot of new opportunities, and everyone is waiting for it. I think all the people just all these neck problems because people looking on the phone. Nobody wants to deal with this in the future. Everyone wants to just interact and be live. Also, I think also VR is kind of a bridge technology because nobody wants to be isolated in a world. I also have an Oculus Rift, but I actually never use it because it's just so closed.
Do you think VR is bridge technology for us to get to AR?
Yeah, kind
Really?
of, yeah. Maybe there's some feature that you just can switch off your AR into VR. But at the moment that it's just only closed POV, what is it called? The visualization, POV I think is the term.
I think most of us are familiar with POV.
Yeah. So I don't. I don't. I just have the same experience that I don't use the VR, and anybody is very excited in the beginning, but after a few weeks, I know a lot of people, they don't use it anymore because it's so you sweat, you look just like a creep when you just put it off the VR headset, and it's not very social. And I think this is why we are using smartphones, to be social, to connect with each other.
I think you're right in terms of like VR being still very early in stage of development, and not all of the experiences are great. But I think, like, I would just, for the sake of also having like a discussion here, I would disagree. I think AR is the stepstone technology to a fully virtual reality future. So I think VR is the end play where we're all in like boxes, you know, all wired up and spending our time in the metaverse, and AR is like a bridge technology to kind of get us familiarized with virtual assets in the actual IRL as we are right now. But that's a personal opinion.
So there's a science fiction movie, I think, with Bruce Willis, Surrogates, I think, which is kind of you described.
Yeah, I think Surrogates is the one with where they have like a one of one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with a persona, yeah, like a robot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I want to live in that future, actually.
Doesn't sound too tempting. Yeah.
I don't know why though. I mean, imagine you have like a counterpiece to yourself, like a robot. You can experience the same thing as long as the experience is identical to what it would be IRL, and you have infinite lives because like the robot can die. So what?
Probably not identical, but yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Not yet. That's the thing. Not yet.
Yeah,
but it will be.
Yeah, it will be definitely interesting where this goes. I don't actually have a strong opinion on if AR or VR are a bridge technology to each other, but they will definitely be very, very interesting. Personally, I really prefer AR, so having the real environment and augmented with objects and assets. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there will be user for both, also for a surrogate. There will be user who want to just live their life in a perfect 25-year-old, never aging body. But yeah, if there's still a choice in that, so it's fine. But I think people tend to overestimate technology a lot. So I doubt that we will experience that maybe. Yeah, but I'm just waiting this Apple finally releases this AR glasses and then it will be a huge drive for a lot of development in this place.
But they will gate it probably with the usual stuff, App Store 30% and all of that. So it's basically up to the crypto community to be first, not with having a VR goggle, but basically building solutions that are fun, engaging, and that people want to use. Like there's a quote from William Quigley, the founder of Tether and Wax, which is also entertainment blockchain. Anything that can't be eaten will be an NFT, so it will have a digital twin, and basically in the virtual world, in the Metaverse, it will be linked to that world. Yeah, so Phygital is an approach to that. Sandbox, Decentraland. Once we start bridging that to the physical world, which is also again the AR aspect, it becomes really, really interesting because it's a benefit for the users. There's more transparency, more security, and also selling those assets or just liquidating them, but also for the businesses, new business models, royalties. There's so much music for businesses. So in the long term, it's just a matter of time. Like anything will be virtualized on a very granular level.
Very interesting. So I thought I'd let you talk. It was very inspiring and different opinions also. And I also want to add my standpoint. When I was living in Hamburg 10 years ago, my friend started some platform called for VR nerds, and they were looking very early into it with HTC and all these companies. And I was thinking 10 years ago, VR will make it. So everyone invested so much time, and after COVID, they told me, hey, it's not possible to continue that business model because virtual reality is not making mass adoption yet, which is very annoying because it's a lot of great entrepreneurs working in different countries and regions on that, but there's not that use case in this entertainment world for obviously B2C users, because I mean, you can put on your glass, you can see a live concert from Ray Garvey or other artists and platforms, but the point is so less people are using it, especially in Europe, and if you don't have like this critical mass to use it, it's the result that companies stop working on products. And I think this is the only reason why augmented reality is making, hopefully, the next years more mass adoption, because everyone is having the handy. That's what you need, your camera. And if you get some, let's say, physical cards, like on a conference like here, and you can scan it, and something is happening on that card, like you see a little video or see augmented reality stuff. So something in addition, like an add-on on that physical card, it's more easy and understandable for you. You don't get any pain in your head with your glasses, and you can just explore like augmented reality. But this is also like the visualization of something with Technik. And as I said, now Artifact is going into, you have your sneaker, and you just use your handy camera, and then you connect your sneaker with your digital twin. And with this digital twin, you can then walk into the Metaverse. So they also start the way, okay, you just have a physical item, then you got a digital twin, you connect it with NFC technology, and then you can use it in a Metaverse. And this is also, you know, for you very interesting, because as you said, you work on different chains, different NFTs, digital twins, bridging them into different metaverses. And I think this is also, you know, why virtual reality is the end pass. And I would agree on that standpoint, because I have to, and because I see it like this, you know. Absolutely. How you see artificial intelligence and open AI tackling entertainment? Because what I recognized the last weeks, everyone is talking about open AI, and you just ask a question and get an answer. Is that entertainment? Or is it the opposite?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on AI. I've actually just went into the rabbit hole on AI a little bit myself, just the other day, learning about how far we actually are. The one AI use case in entertainment that I see is virtual influencers and kind of like artificial stars, because a lot of the stars we have IRL are already kind of fabricated. If you look at South Korea and how they produce pop stars, there's a whole industry behind it, and that's very easy replicatable on virtual avatars. And then if you can add an AI for them to actually have a certain character as well, this is one of the use cases I can see from the outside for AI in entertainment. But I can't comment more on AI other than that, I think.
Anyone of you? Marco, Martin?
Definitely see AI in content generation. So dynamic content generation, depending on who is viewing or consuming the content, depending on all the traits, on the things they own. So there's a profile, things that we already know from Web 2, but just in a different way. But the AI will basically deliver that content generated, or also world creation, basically in the metaverse, generating a world for the individuals to be in.
Yeah, I agree. So in content creation, there's a lot actually already happening. So first it started, I think, with the images. So images are really outstanding. They're very psychedelic kind of style. So very nice to see what kind of the AI is possible to just generate with a lot of data already existing. So also there were some contests where you just could attend, and in the end the AI generated picture won the prize, which gave some controversy about it. Okay, are maybe the humans just lagging behind of the real of AI? And I mean, there are still some flaws, especially when you look at the fingers. Sometimes you see very weird fingers on the images, but it's just the composition of the whole image is very outstanding, I must say. And I think just last week they dropped also this Chat GPT or something else.
Yeah,
and
I tried it out last night. It's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's very, very cool. So I think they use a lot of data, also even for coding. They use a lot of Stack Overflow input, and it makes really complex code actually. AI. This is kind of the first thing, which is maybe what is it called, this thing that the code itself can improve. So it's the keyword
Machine learning?
ML?
No. It was T, I think. The transition from that the humans get surpassed by machines. I forgot his name.
Who's in the audience about
There's
AI?
a movie with Johnny Depp. Singularity, yeah. This is the first step of singularity, actually. I mean, this is very outstanding.
No, absolutely. This was also a question because I also recognize this chat. And that's also kind of obviously entertainment because everyone is now saying, I entertain AI. Nobody understands it, but it's virtualizing entertainment on another way. That's why I ask if you see this as a driver. So for all that, or is it challenging? Because if you say, for example, the art world have to ask themselves, is AI good for us or not? Because if you know DALL-E, creating like instant with some words like art, is that art or is that not really art? So the discussion could be also on a meta entertainment area, and that's why I ask you about AI, if you see it as a driver or a competitor or maybe destroyer of that.
Probably both, yeah. But I agree. I also tried out that last night, and one of my colleagues on Slack put in as an input, write 300, 400 words for an advertisement on AtomicHub, and then they gave a few parameters, like it should sound like this and that. And then there was a whole text, and the AI went out in the internet, pulled all the keywords about a business, and like made a really good text. Like that was like almost like scary good, so I think it will be both. It will definitely drive. Why drive? Because it abstracts that whole process of building and adds a new layer that is much on a higher level. And you can just instruct the AI, do this and that in that manner, and it happens.
Absolutely, exactly. So I think it's always uses what's already there. It composes it in you, but I think there's still some human work to do on it. So especially when you just look at the images, there are nice images, but you still have to do the refinement. So I think also in text-based, they just use what is already there, but the really new genius thoughts about it, it has to be some kind of added to this. So it can be just a tool. Like anything in IT is a tool just for helping us to create better content. And in this way, it's just a very powerful tool to be used. And it's very welcoming, I think.
Thanks for the standpoints. If you talk about there's a lot to do, and I read about meta entertainment, I also want to use the word meta again, and how Meta is doing virtualizing their metaverse. What are you thinking? Will Meta as a company, as a metaverse, influence that entertainment space the next years, or is it just done and too much negative things on the table?
I think Meta will definitely join in and become a very big player for sure. I mean, they have all of the data of so many people. They're more or less too big to completely fail. I'm not saying they're too big to fail at all, but if Meta launches the Metaverse, there's going to be a lot of users. I personally hope that the crypto and more decentralized metaverses will ultimately win, because I fundamentally believe in the ethos of decentralization. But surely Meta will play a big role.
So just a question to you: what do you think about the integration on Instagram with I think Polygon and Solana? This is kind of okay. Meta accepts that crypto is there to exist and be part of it. How do you value that integration?
I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah, definitely that. But why do they do that? I mean, it's kind of contrary in their thrive. So
I think they use it for the technology and for the hype it has gotten. So for them, integrating like Polygon and Solana for the NFTs or display of NFTs is like a technological step and enhancement of the Instagram platform as itself.
I mean, Meta, what they're doing is an advertisement business and collecting and analyzing data and selling that. So of course they want to also tap into that crypto audience. So it's also a way for doing that. But also they make it open. That's what Zuckerberg said too. I do think they will be also a big player, because if you throw a lot of money at a topic, there's a high chance that it will in some form be there. And in Web 2, there was also a lot of the same ethos of the free open internet, and I also totally am behind it. But we as a crypto community need to like build something before the mass market enters on the other platforms. And they should work together. It's not an exclusive.
Yeah, I also would say that it doesn't have to be a competition. It can just be, yeah. Facebook has other capability. Meta has other capabilities than the crypto space and other main working points. So if this can just melt together in something very extraordinary, then yeah, let's go for it.
The point is, it's always good for all of us to be an entrepreneur and visionary, to look into the future. So, I mean, when Meta started and everyone was expecting a lot, it's always that moment, you think it's Meta, now the Metaverse is coming, and everyone was disappointed because the characters had no bodies. And everyone was asking, why are you flying with your head and hands? What should you do? And then, other players said, hey, look at us. We already built this 3 years ago with less money. And that's always this competition. But if you look like to the year 2025, so how will look the market when we talk about entertainment, about the existing players, about music, about video, about airdrops, about Disney maybe even doing something? Just be creative. What's your world view of entertainment with all technology we're having at the moment, the next 3 years coming?
I think no one will talk about NFTs. No one talks today about the IP protocol, TCP protocol. Everyone uses it. And that's where we are today with talking about protocols, blockchains, bridges. To be honest, no one should care. Like, the users should just enjoy and have fun. And so hopefully in 3 years, it will be at that point that there's similar what Reddit did. Yeah, so users should just not even think about blockchain. They should just enjoy the content and have benefits because of the new technology.
Yeah, Reddit is a good point because I think they never use the word NFT. I think instead they use collectibles, which is a way more friendly name, I would say. So yeah, we just have collectibles and also use it for different activities. So I'm waiting also for ticketing. Would be a very nice use case. So we just have an NFT or a collectible, whatever, and then you can use this actually for attending some IRL events. So this would be something which drives just the use case actually in a whole other dimension. And there are some implementation necessities. So it's not so easy to just prove, okay, I'm the owner. So on the back end, let's say Shopify or whatever, there has to be some integration, and then it's just easy to just use actually the blockchain technology for building this up. But yeah, it just has to be done by work. It's there, but a lot of integration on different parts there is still enough to do. But I think 2 years ago we had this discussion about scalability. I think nobody now talks about scalability because it's kind of solved. So this is, when you look back, we did a lot of progress. So that's kind of makes it an optimistic future, I would say, 2025.
I actually have a point with regards to what you said before on Meta. Yes, everyone was trashing the way it looked, and it looked shitty, I agree. But it's important to consider that they're building for mass adoption. So they're building for expecting thousands, millions of people to be online at the same time. And this is a infrastructural, like a technical infrastructural problem that the other metaverses did not ever have to face, because they have like maybe a few thousand users at once. But Meta needs to simplify the looks in order to be able to rig and animate all of this in real time if they actually have like 100 million users at once on the first day. Like, it's a completely different ball game. That's just to give them a breather. And then with regards to where the whole metaverse thing is going, I think we'll see a mixture of applications, being AR, as previously discussed, being virtual environments completely, being centralized and decentralized. I think the metaverse, as we talk about it in 10, 15 years, will be just a new place in time where all of these virtual environments kind of like coexist, but will be used a lot more heavily than right now.
Yeah, want to add to 2025 entertainment. I think we will see the first big games that actually reach into the mass market, that are actually really decent. Immutable, we just partnered with them as well, and they have really good stuff lined up for next year and the years to come. Polygon as well. So we will see really fun games that people just want to play, and that will bring the users into it as well. So I think that's going to be definitely on the agenda.
Yeah, so everyone agrees that we're not talking any longer in 2025 about buzzwords, or we're talking about new AI buzzwords, or space buzzwords, or healthcare optimization, grow hack buzzwords. But yeah, at the moment it's very interesting to look at all this technology. So my view is definitely you should, as an entrepreneur, look at NFC, augmented reality connection of all of this physical items with the technology, because I think the B2C market have to make the mass adoption, and you need a product and to connect it to a digital twin. And this is something I learned when I'm traveling around the world, that everyone is now trying to get any little physical item, because it can be a fan item, a merch, sneakers, whatever, but you need the connection to your users. And connection can then also come from existing brands which are already having the products, but not yet done like a digital presence or digital twins and all that stuff. So my bet is that a lot of brands the next 3 years are doing that, dropping a lot of things, and but on one day all of this will be gone, this buzzwords, but great products stay for B2C users. And let's see which of this digital twins then, how you call it, can be used in metaverses and bridged to protocols like Stripe protocol. And yeah, that's something really amazing to look into. And regards also 3 to 4 minutes, I want to give everyone the chance, like 1 minute, to say something if you want to add to this panel. And afterwards we're continuing with you, Leo, in a great talk. But it was amazing to talk about future of entertainment, a lot of technology, and yeah. If you want to add something?
I don't have anything specific to add. I mean, I'll be talking about NFT utility right after. So yeah, this was interesting, especially I think the kind of like philosophical aspects of where all of this can go and where we will develop as a society, whether we value virtual experiences over real experiences is going to be the ultimate question, I think.
You just talked about a product which is already existing but doesn't have the integration. So in my mind just popped up immediately Pokemon. So I think Pokemon would be the perfect case for this kind of integration. And also would like to point to a thing Vitalik Buterin made in one blog post, and he said about, actually it's about one thing, it's called liability. So the big companies don't want to have the liability to just have this multi-billion market on assets and be kind of this honeypot, which I just pointed out with Kim Jong-un. And I think this is very important. So coders or just every small company can use a big, can develop a game and have a multi-billion market and just adapt with blockchain, and they don't have to just use this safe technology in their service, so they just adapt with blockchain, and then it could work. So I think this is something which blockchain is underestimating, what kind of power it has with this immutable ledger.
Agree, totally agree. Also on the Pokemon aspect. Does anyone know Funko, the company? They're like one of the largest toy producers in the world. So they very big in the United States. Basically, they own like a lot of IP from, I don't know if Pokemon is part of it, but Disney, Marvel, basically the whole thing. Yeah, Minions, Game of Thrones, Matrix, and they've been starting on our platform a year ago, and they do all these digital drops all the time. So they sell like 60,000 packs. People buy it from all over the world, and then there is a gamified experience where you take these collectibles and you need to complete a set. So there's a lot of secondary market trading activity happening on AtomicHub. And then when you completed your set, you can redeem it and you get shipped a toy. And that's like each time 20,000 toys. Like every 2 weeks they do this. And it's pretty active. Like we're talking like a $2 billion company in revenue. And so there is brands doing this already. Actually, many more. Nike is also in it. So I think that's also to add to 2025. We'll see a lot of major brands.
So bright future for AtomicHub.
Hopefully, and everyone else.
Yeah. And thank you also that you supported us today and also, in fact, two speakers jumped out. Was very great to talk to you. Last minute. So any questions here you want to ask? Otherwise, we would give to Leo the word to his talk. Raise your hands if you have any questions. Otherwise, you have just to make. Thanks in advance. And before I hand over to you, just a friendly reminder, and also honor to our friendly sponsors and partners. Until 12 o'clock, you have the opportunity to go to Bright Moments to mint in free NFT if you download the Coinbase wallet with them. Just that you know it, it's worth 0.1 ETH, and just talk to them, to Vlad on his counter, and also our friends from the blockchains are here, from Canada, companies here, Metagaming Hub is here. So take the chance to talk to our friends. They stay here for 2 days, and also our crypto ticker village in the Metaverse is ready. So just go to the screen, play a bit around if you have not the experience yet, and enjoy the day. And thanks for listening. And now to the next great talk of Leo.